The first Thursday.
Yes. Okay. Speak to you. Ready? So just start the accessibility.
Good evening and welcome to the City of Bell Gardens Recreational Culture and Youth Commission regular meeting Thursday, November 21st, 2024. Meeting will come to order at 6:09 p.m. Tonight, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by our Commissioner Caitlin Cabrera. And before we begin, Estrella.
Okay, accessibility. If requested, the agenda and backup materials will be made available in appropriate alternative formats to persons with a disability as required by Section 202 of the Americans with Disability Act of 1990 and the federal rules and regulations adopted in implementation thereof. Any person who requires a disability-related modification or accommodation in order to observe and/or offer public comments may request such reasonable modification, accommodation, aid, or service by contacting Estrella Rodriguez office by telephone at 562-806-7650 or via email to erodriguez@bellgardens.org no later than 72 hours before the scheduled meeting. Public participation. The members of the public may address the Recreation, Culture, and Youth Commission on any items listed on the agenda or on matters which are not listed on the agenda but are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Recreation, Cultural, and Youth Commission. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per person for each designated public comment period. Public comments for non-agenda items will be limited to a total of 30 minutes. Public comments can be made by any of the following ways. In person, members of the public can provide in-person comments at the podium in the council chambers. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes for each designated public comment period per speaker unless a different time is announced by the presiding chair. Speakers who wish to address the Recreation, Culture, and Youth Commission members should do so by submitting a public comment card to the staff liaison prior to the designated public comment period. By telephone, phone number 669-900-9128, webinar ID 825-7294-0496, and the passcode is 2022 pound. To address the Recreation, Culture, and Youth Commission, press 9 to raise your hand, then 6 to unmute yourself when instructed. Virtually live, members of the public may participate via Zoom and entering the Zoom meeting ID with passcode. Comments may also be made via Zoom app by using the raise hand feature. When it is your turn to speak, the host will unmute you. Comments will not be accepted in the Q&A chat function of the Zoom app. Written comments. Public.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, may you please take roll call?
Okay. Commissioner Erica Cabrera.
Present.
Commissioner Caitlin Cabrera.
Present.
Commissioner Isabel Duron. For the record, Commissioner Isabel Duron is absent. Commissioner Carmen Vargas.
Present. Do we have any public comments on the agenda items only?
No, there are no public comments.
Thank you. We will move on to the consent calendar. Item number 1 is the approval of the Recreation, Culture, and Youth Commission meetings from December 14. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
A second?
Third.
Is no discussion? Any discussion on minutes? We're good? No? Okay. Madam Secretary, do you want to take roll call?
Commissioner Erica Cabrera,
Yes, to approve.
Commissioner Caitlin Cabrera,
Yes, to approve.
and Commissioner Carmen Vargas.
Moving on to our discussion items. Discussion item number 2 is organizational. Things
So the Recreation Community Services have hosted a multitude of events since we last met, but I will briefly cover those from the last month. Starting off with the Halloween Carnival and Dia de los Muertos that was held obviously on October 31st, where we had approximately 2,500 members of the community come out and enjoy this fun-filled event. Everything went very well, was well attended, and we got a lot of compliments from the community. So hopefully you and your families were able to join us, and we look forward to having you again next Halloween. In addition to Halloween, we are currently hosting youth volleyball for boys and girls ages 8 to 14. They currently have games Mondays and Wednesdays between 5:15 and 9 p.m. at the Ford Park Gym, and that program ends on December 4th. We are also in the middle of small fry basketball. That is basketball for boys and girls ages 4 to 7. And their games take place on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:15 to 8:15. And that program ends the following week, which would be December 12th. Also, we have men's softball and co-ed softball, men's baseball, senior soccer, all taking place at John Hanson Ford Park at the Bell Garden Sports Center. We have a couple of upcoming events. The first would be the Family Fishing Derby, which was scheduled for this Saturday, November 23rd. And that event is from 8 to 12. And it's predominantly for youth, as any member of the community 16 and over is required to have a fishing license, which can be obtained at the local Big Five. But anybody 15 and under does not need a fishing license. Registration will begin sharply at 7 a.m. The event will start at 8, and it is scheduled to end by 12. And part of the event, there'll be some music, entertainment, some raffle prizes for the smallest and largest catch. So hope to see you all out there on Saturday morning. The Holiday Winter Wonderland event and parade, that's scheduled for Saturday, December 14th. And this year it will be an evening parade and Winter Wonderland event starting at, the parade will start at 5 a.m. 5 p.m., not 5 a.m. 5 p.m. The Winter Wonderland will start immediately concluding the parade, which probably be about 5:30, 5:40. And then the parade ends going into Bell Garden Veterans Park, which will lead you to the Winter Wonderland event. And hopefully, again, you guys can join us out there. And we will be hosting our holiday home decorating contest. The deadline to submit would be Monday, December 9th. And we are anticipating to have the judging on December 12th. And we will need to discuss that because the December meeting is scheduled for the 19th, but it will not really allow us enough time to get the lawn signs and the awards to the families before the holiday break, as the 19th is technically the last day before Christmas that the city facilities will be open, as far as the recreation department and city hall. So we will need to probably put a motion out to have a special meeting on Thursday, the 12th. And it would need to be at 6 p.m. I know there's another item to change the time, and we'll discuss that later. But that will need to be at 6 p.m. because the Education Commission meeting meets at 5 p.m. So once their meeting is over, then we can have our meeting. That concludes my update. Not sure if anybody has any questions.
I'll open up to the commissioners if you have any questions or comments.
No questions.
No questions, thank you.
I do. Well, it's wonderful to hear all the events the city continues to provide for our residents. I have a few questions regarding the holiday winter parade with the evening time to 5 p.m. And with the time change, 5 p.m. starts getting darker. As we can tell, it's already 6 and it's really dark. I'm assuming that the department and the planning committee for the parade has thought about lighting per se for when we're at the Suva Intermediate blacktop playground, whatever you call it. It's a blacktop. There's really not much lighting there. And then as we're walking down the street and parade on Florence Place, turning on. Granted, we did get new lights in the park, but it's just the parade route where residents are waiting. Normally lights are out longer, so I'm assuming that's already a discussion, but if it's not, it's just something to remember.
Yes, we have actually walked the parade route and have made some highlighted some places where it's a little darker, and we'll have some additional lighting besides what's already street lights. We are asking our parade participants if they're in vehicles to have any Christmas lights on their vehicles. And as well as the residents on the parade route, we're asking them to have their Christmas lights on and to come outside and, support the local community. So we're confident that, it's not going to be daylight, but it'll definitely be visible.
And we'll discuss more with the holiday decorating and the time changing to see if those accommodations would be more. But if there's no further comments, we will close discussion and move on to public comments on non-item agendas under the subject matter jurisdiction of the Recreational Culture and Youth Commission. Did we receive any comments on non-agenda items?
No, we did not.
Okay, and now we'll move on to commissioner comments, and it was my suggestion or my comment to have a discussion about moving the the RCY commission meeting time. Out of the 5 commissions here in our city, 3 of them meet at 5 o'clock, and we're one of the only ones that meet at 6 o'clock. So I was gonna propose if we could either move it to 5 or 5:30, and that would also affect our December 12th special call meeting. So if anybody has any questions or any comments or opposed to it, we can vote on it, but I'm not so sure, Armando, if there's anything else to be discussed about.
Obviously, we have a quorum to be able to vote on that. I would highly suggest and recommend that we try and hold off on doing that for the next meeting, if not the January meeting. And the reason being, obviously, there's a recent election and there'll be a swearing-in ceremony on December 9th. There'll be a couple of new commissioners sworn in. So it would be ideal to have a full commission before we put that out to vote, because if we change the time, that could affect those that can attend, right? And us having a quorum or possibly going another 10
Yeah,
months,
months
11
without.
months without having another meeting. So that is just my recommendation, but you definitely have the right to take that to vote if you wish to do so tonight.
I'll make some discussion for you ladies to decide if you want to vote or you want to wait till we get the new incoming council members and then their commissioner vacancies. It does take some time. So they get sworn in December, and then after that, the city has most all the other cities around go on holiday break. So technically, they don't resume office until the new year, which would be January. So that would be the third. That would be the third Thursday in January that we will lose some of our commissioners as well. So we won't meet quorum even in January because two of our seats, I think, right? Is it two of our seats
Mark.
are missing commissioners? So we still won't have a full quorum either way. We'll still be at three until the new council members interview their other potential commissioner, and then if they accept it and if they don't, or they have to find a better match, it'll still take some time. So, but if you want to wait, I'm more than happy, but I just know it would be great for us to align ourselves with the other commissions to be at 5 o'clock and not conduct business after 6 o'clock when the whole office here is closed. So I just want to be respectful to the city's time as well, and then our personal home lives as well. But I do know some of you work. I don't work. I have the luxury of being at home with my children. My husband works, but I'm flexible. So I don't know if you want to have any other discussion.
Yeah, I think the only issue with me is, for example, like today, I came from Commerce and there was a lot of traffic and things, accidents. So it took me like an hour to get here, which is pretty crazy. So I usually am off at 5. So I can try to get here by 5:30. I don't think 5 is very feasible for me personally. I just don't know what works for everybody else, but that's just me personally.
Oh yeah, same for me. I come directly from work, and I can try to be here at 5:30, but I'm off at 5. But I can try to accommodate.
It was a suggestion, so if we can, I can always re-bring it up when we do have a potential full commission. So it's just a discussion. So again, it's not something that we have to totally vote on, but it's a public discussion that we wanted to have. So if anything, we'll just revisit it at another time. Thank you. Is there any other commissioner comments before we close for adjournment?
If we could have a motion to call for a special meeting. If it's something that fits your calendar, of course, in order for us to have that, we have
So-
to have a quorum.
With that, I am not available on that 12th. I am available that 19th, but I'm not available that 12th. I do have to be gone by 6:30. So if we had it at 5 to 6:30, I could do it, but I can't do it at 6:30. I mean, I can't do that Thursday at 6. Are you ladies available? Because we still have Commissioner Duron who we could fill in and see if she's able to attend.
I am available for that date. I'm not sure.
December 12th works for me too.
So, do we have a motion to make a special call meeting on Thursday, December 12th at 6 p.m.?
Yes.
In second,
Yes.
Ms. Secretary, can you please take roll call for that?
Commissioner Erica Cabrera,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaylin Cabrera,
Yes.
and Commissioner Carmen Vargas.
Yes. So the motion passes. If there is no other comments or suggestions, just
Okay, well, I appreciate the motion and the consideration of that special meeting. However, we'll have to receive confirmation from Commissioner Duron in order for us to have a quorum. If we do not have a quorum, then we will more than likely take this to one of our other commissions to help us in completing the judging part of this contest. Because again, it does need to be, we would like for it to be completed by the holidays, right? That the 20, what's the week of the 21st?
21st.
Okay, the week of the 21st, so that they could proudly display their award-winning lawn signs and then get their awards.
Right.
Okay, so thank you.
All right. Well, if there's no further comments, we will adjourn our meeting at 6:29.